Good morning and welcome to the Houston Zoo. My name is Alicia and we are out here at our jaguar exhibit, and coming out very shortly on his way out is going to be Rojo and Vida. And we are so excited for you guys to get an up close and personal look at them. They are going to be coming down to some really fun enrichment and they're going to be doing some training. So let me talk a little bit about them, why they make their way out here. Rojo was born November the 6th, so he'll be hitting 5 months really soon, and he has grown leaps and bounds. For everybody who comes out here and says, oh my gosh, he is so small, as his zookeeper parents, we think he is so big. He was so little when he was born, and we have made tons of progress in his development to make his way out here, and you're going to get to see a little bit of his training. Shifting out onto exhibit with Vida was one of the big training that we worked on. So today I am going to talk a lot about all of the development and all of the work that went into getting him out here on exhibit, what it takes to actually breed jaguars and have babies here at the Houston Zoo. So let's start a little bit about the breeding of them. Rojo is really special. Jaguars are actually really hard to breed. He is only the second baby born in 3 years in zoos, so he is extremely special. Not special just because he's adorable right there, special because he is very rare in zoos, so you guys are actually getting to see something that most people do not get the privilege of seeing. The next thing is, once we actually were successfully saw the breeding and we thought Vida was pregnant, we actually were really prepared here at the zoo. Amberly here, who is feeding Rojo, taught Vida ultrasound behavior. We knew that we wanted to be prepared as best as possible if Vida were to become pregnant. So when we thought she was pregnant, we started ultrasounding Vida weekly to check on the progress of Rojo. We did see that she was pregnant. We did see a baby, and all of our veterinarians were so excited. We actually got to see his heart. We got to see his lungs and his ribs and his feet and his little toes, and it was really exciting for us keepers. And the one thing that all of the veterinarians said was, well, there's only one, but that is one big baby. And he was. When he was born, he was a big baby. He was born November the 6th at about early morning, and we did catch it on camera. He was born in a den box. We did set those up for her behind the scenes, but we had a camera in there and we were able to watch. That way we were monitoring her, making sure she was safe and sound, the baby was being taken care of, and everything was really good, and she immediately stepped into being a mom. She is a first-time mom, and she is very protective, and she is very guarded around him, and she wants to make sure he's safe at all times. And she took that job very seriously. So back behind the scenes when he was born, she was immediately calm, cool, collected, but she didn't want anyone to see her baby at first. Of course not. She was a first-time mom. As time went on, she slowly relaxed into that, and she would move him between the two dens so we were able to clean with him, and he slowly progressed forward in his development. As he came out of the den, we do have stalls back there behind the scenes where he is able to walk and learn how to run and everything, but climbing was a little bit of our first challenge. We as keepers, we helped him take on that challenge. We started with little steps, little stools, little logs, and we worked our way up from there. But the biggest first hurdle that this guy had to take was he had to get up, over, and into the big stall so he could go into our outside area that we actually have back behind the scenes. It is designed for baby jaguars. What I tell everyone when I talk about it is, it's the kid playground before the big playground. So it's kind of like when you go to the playground and you take your kids there, you don't first put them on the big kid stuff, you start them with the little kid swings. Well, that's what we did for him. But he was having a hard time figuring out how to go up the stairs or go up the ramps that we made for him, and Vida would help him along the way. She would go up the stairs and go into that stall, and he would stand on the other side on the floor and cry. And he found his lungs very quickly. But she would stand there and she would kind of push him like a mom does and kind of says, no, you can do this. And he would cry and she would keep pushing him, but eventually she would give in. She would go back over to him and say, it's okay, I'm right here for you. And us keepers also helped support him, helped made him feel comfortable, helped kind of try to push him in development into that stall, and he eventually made his way over there. Once he made it out in that big stall or big yard for the very first time, he got to take on obstacles they had never seen before. He got to take on bushes, rocks, logs, grass. And yes, the first time he saw a bush, he did get stuck in it. It was really cute. He got himself out, but it was really cute to see for us. And he thought that playing in that bush was the funnest thing he'd ever seen, except every time it touched his ears, he was very upset. It was really cute to see. Now after that, we did work on other things back behind the scenes. When Vida was pregnant and he was first born, his dad, Tesoro, had one job, and that was to go on exhibit every day and to stay out of the way so she could be calm, cool, and collected, and she could feel comfortable. But slowly we had to introduce Dad. He needed to see Dad. We had to get him comfortable to Dad, and we slowly but surely transitioned Dad into visual and then being able to see Dad. He did. He was nervous at first, so we got him much more comfortable, and we made sure Vida was comfortable with Dad being in the building and being able to see him. It was slow. We didn't rush him, but he did, and now to today, he can see Dad. He's very comfortable with Dad and everything. He actually has the exact same personality of his dad. He thinks everything is hilarious. Vida is a much more intense, intellectual, very we're about business. She's here to train, she's here to go on exhibit, she is very structured. That is her philosophy. He thinks everything is silly and funny, and just thinks it's just fun and let's play with toys, and he doesn't understand why Mom thinks everything has to be so structured. And that is his dad's personality to a T. And it has been really fun to see him interact with her, to kind of bring her out of her shell. One of the things that I have kind of said, and I coined this for my sister, was she birthed her best friend. She has been playing with him, rolling with him. He loves to play with her tail and bite her tail. And she lets him. She is extremely patient. I don't know how she is so patient. He has teeth. But he will hold her tail, yank her tail. He will jump on her, bite her, stand on her, walk all over her. And ever since the beginning, she's totally fine with it. What you're also seeing is she will give her food up to him any day, all day. She is so giving and patient. He is a little baby boy who's pushy. He has not learned manners yet, and as you can see, he's quite spoiled. He says, "Mommy, I want to eat that," and she says, "Okay," as you can see. And he is growing, and he is hungry. So she just moves out of his way patiently and lets him have what he wants. Now, this is very normal, and as he continues to grow, she will teach him more and more manners along the way. And he is little enough right now that is what she should be doing and would be doing in the wild. Some of the first things that we saw her do is that she gets a rabbit routinely as part of her nutritional value, is that she was giving it to him. She wasn't eating it at all. And if you think about jaguars in the wild, that's actually how they try to teach their young. They will bring back prey, and they will actually let them kind of practice hunting with that prey to teach them before they go out on hunts. And she had that natural instinct to teach him to do that. It's really impressive. She's never been a mom before, that those instincts kicked in absolutely immediately, and she knew what she was doing. Another thing you guys can see here as we kind of see them at the front mesh is a little bit about their training. Rojo has been training since day one. He started with name recognition, and then we went from there. We train all of our animals with positive reinforcement, which is just a big word for ask and reward. So we ask Rojo to do things, and then we reward him if he does so. One of the things that kind of we struggled with at first was he wasn't really into the meat. You can see that has changed now. He really started a little bit later, by just about a week or two than a normal baby jaguar would. he wasn't into it. And we said, okay, well, we're going to mix in all the normal things that they say you usually mix in with cats. Milk replacement, turkey baby food. They normally all love all of those things. Not him. He thought it was all gross. He loved fish. He loved fish. That's what he wanted to eat. He didn't want to eat the meat we offered him. He wanted to eat fish. So what we actually had to do was mush fish into his diet. And if anyone's ever taken a fish and mushed it before, it's gross. But we did it, and then we slowly phased the fish out, and he ended up starting to really love the meat. So now he's growing, and as you can see, he absolutely loves food, any and all of it. And we're able to kind of work with him to start now learning all of those behaviors that the carnivores in our department know. He knows to target. He knows the bridge, which is good or a whistle. And just recently, he actually participated in his own vaccines. So he voluntarily got all of his recent vaccines just through the mesh by himself like a grown big boy. And we are so proud of him. He did awesome. And so that was a really big hurdle for him that we are really proud of him for. And so that is just something that just shows that he is doing an amazing job at training, and he's really excited about it. He does have the food drive of his mom. His mom is also an eater, so he does have that food drive. So no one is surprised that he likes to eat now that he is an eater. So that is something that not too surprising, but it is exciting to see him learn and grow. It's amazing how fast he picks up behaviors and how eager he is to learn things. A few more things about Rojo and his development is a little bit about what we did on exhibit as everybody kind of waited for him to come out here. If you were kind of part of the first few days or you happened to see it out here, we did make some modifications. The first thing we did was we actually drained the stream. If you've been out to our exhibit, you'll notice that we have a big pool and stream. We did drain it. Behind the scenes, we did give him a ton of pools to make sure he could learn how to swim, make sure he was prepared for water. But like helicopter parents, we were worried. So we drained the stream and pool just in case. He didn't need that. We just did that. He was perfectly fine. Second day, we filled it up. He was fine. He came out, strong, confident man, ready to go. Didn't need anything we did for him. We worried way too much. He was ready to go. So we did do that for him. We added extra things on exhibit to kind of help him be prepared and ready to go. And we changed all that real quickly. So he did come out. Now, if you're coming to the Houston Zoo and you want to see Rojo, he is out every day. We put him out right around 9 o'clock, and then we do shift him in the afternoons, somewhere tentatively between 1 and 3. The reason is why is we do want to bring him in. We do want to get that training. We want to get weights on him. We want to get checks on him. He also is a baby. We want to make sure he's getting proper amounts of sleep, that he's getting, he's not wearing himself out here, and that we're able just to keep a really close eye on him. So we are bringing him in about that time. So if you guys want to see him, the best time to come and see him is first thing in the morning. He's extremely active. He loves to play. You'll probably see him bounding around and doing all the stuff you're going to be seeing him do now, which is really amazing and really important for him. Play is where he learns and grows. So those are the kind of the best times if you're going to come see him. In between that, he has been sleeping with his mom. If you are at the glass viewing at the top right is where they have kind of found their favorite sleeping spot. That is the reasoning on why is she is a first-time mom, and that is the spot she feels the most comfortable so that she can sleep too. She knows that she's safe, sound, her baby is safe and sound up there, and they are sleeping really hard up there because he's playing really hard out on exhibit every day. So just like your kids at home, he plays hard and he sleeps hard. The question I got is, how long do baby jaguars stay with their mom? So normally they're going to stay with their mom about till the age of 2. So that is going to be the plan for Rojo as well. we actually do set him up to go to another facility starting right from when he is born. So one of the things we do, and I talk to a lot of people about this, is we do start separation training. We start very small though. It may start at 30 seconds, and then we may move to a minute, and it may be something where we just separate them to feed them, and we just right next to each other. And then we separate them with a little bit of space between them, but they can still see each other, and then slowly maybe a little bit of visual for a minute or two. And you start in really slow increments, and then you increase it over time. The reasoning on why is, eventually, he's got to go to another zoo, and it's like going off to college. We want him to feel strong. We want him to feel confident. We want him to feel comfortable with being alone. And that is something that we need to help set him up for success for. So we do all of those things. Jaguars in the wild, they do all of those things as well. They do all of those things as well. The mom would send them off for periods of time by themselves, or she would leave them for periods of time. So we're actually just replicating a lot of those natural things that would happen in the wild. We just help set him up for success and do that for him, but we don't rush the process. We do it really slowly and get him really comfortable and really confident during very small increments. And then we just give him all of his favorite food during that time, so he feels like it's really awesome during the periods of time when he is separated from his mom. It also helps us keep an eye on how much food he is eating, and that way he isn't eating his mom's food. We want to make sure she's eating appropriately, he's eating his food. But if you can see him, don't worry, he has a belly. He's eating just fine. He was a big baby in the ultrasound. He's a big baby now. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Alicia, and I really appreciate everybody who joined the Facebook Live today. I am so excited that you guys get to see Rojo up close and personal, and we hope that you guys can make it out here to the Houston Zoo. Just as a reminder, by coming to the Houston Zoo, you guys are actually helping save jaguars in the wild. So from me, the carnivore department, and Rojo, we can't wait to see you guys out here at the Houston Zoo.